Oh, Billie Eilish, Billie Eilish. I think I speak for, well, the majority of the American people. I'm going to need you to sit all the way down. The hypocrisy. Oh, the hypocrisy. Billie Eilish has gone viral now for her comment last night at the Grammys as she was accepting her award. Well, let me just show you. I'll roll the clip.
And as grateful as I feel, I honestly don't feel like I need to say anything, but that no one is illegal on stolen land. And yeah, it's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now.
1,000%. 1,000%, not that.
And I feel really hopeful in this room.
She's not wrong there. I'd feel really hopeful in a room like that, surrounded by a bunch of people who live in a gated community and have security guards. I bet they all feel really hopeful. It's a long shot, though, from the rest of this world and our nation. Those of us who live normal lives without security or gated communities. I digress. Let's continue.
I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter.
I'm really sorry. Have I missed a protest where Billie Eilish was there protesting? Or a single person in that room? Are they at the protests? Are they putting themselves in danger like so many other Americans out on those streets where people are actually losing their lives? People are losing fingers? I must have missed those protests where any single one of those people, especially you, Billie Eilish, I must have missed those protests where you were there front and center. Way to antagonize an entirely already wound up nation while you sit in your gated community with security guards. Oh, but there's more.
People matter, and I'm saying sorry.
If you missed that, because it had to be bleeped out, she said, people matter and F ICE, and the crowd erupted. Isn't that so funny, though, how she completely antagonized an entire nation, nudged them to continue protesting, putting their lives in danger, and then in the same breath explained how people really do matter. F ICE. Girl, you've got to be for real right now, right? This isn't me getting political. This is just me doing the math. ICE, those people out there, like them or not, they are too people. Those people you are riling up and nudging to go on the street to go after ICE, also people. And by doing this, you are putting these people, all of these people, in harm's way. While you sit there in one of your, 5 mansions? All gated. I think maybe she still lives with her mommy and daddy and her brother, surrounded by security and protected by multiple, and I mean multiple restraining orders, spanning well over a period of, I think, 6 years. Multiple restraining orders. The math is not mathing here, Billie, because I could have swore you said no one is illegal on stolen ground. Let's run through some of these restraining orders, and then we're going to get to the irony, Billie. Not only the irony of multiple restraining orders because, these boys came to my mom and dad's house professing their love for me, and it gave me anxiety and it scared me, so I called my private security. We'll get to that. But I want to get to the part about the stolen ground, because remember, nobody is illegal on stolen ground. And it looks as though one of your gated community homes rests exactly upon that. But first, the restraining orders. Billie Eilish obtains restraining order after she says stalker sent threats and visited her home. Billie Eilish says she has received violent threats and disturbing professions of love from a man who shows up at her home. Bone chilling. Judge orders man to stay away from Billie Eilish, Phineas, and their parents' home. I'm right. Am I right? I'm not wrong. In 2023, a judge has granted a restraining order against a man accused of breaking into singer Billie Eilish's family home in Highland Park. But wait, Eilish requested that order against 39-year-old Christopher Anderson. He accused of showing up at Eilish's childhood home, where her parents still live, 5 times between late December and January. She says the suspect has caused her substantial anxiety, fear, and emotional distress. Anderson has been ordered to stay away from Eilish, her brother, musician Phineas O'Connell, and 2 family members. Same case, but I just kind of like this headline. Billie Eilish seeks a restraining order after a man allegedly broke into her parents' home and professed his love for her. Eilish alleges Christopher Anderson entered her family's home on January 5th, unannounced and uninvited. That's ironic. That's ironic. I really think about that one. That's ironic. And that he stopped at the residence multiple times from December 22nd to January 5th. Doesn't exactly sound like the hardened criminal type to worry about, but okay. Unannounced and uninvited. She literally filed charges because he showed up at her parents' house, unannounced and uninvited 5 times. Okay. In the request, Eilish alleges Anderson entered her family's home January 5th, unannounced and uninvited. The filing states that he stopped at the residence multiple times between December 22nd and January 5th. On the last occasion, he jumped over the gate onto the parents' property and broke into the interior of the home where the artist grew up. The petition states that he was subsequently arrested on suspicion of burglary. Did he steal your heart, Billie? Is that what he stole? In one incident on December 29th, he approached the family's gate and left a white flower and a handwritten note in which he professed his love for Eilish. Her father, Patrick Mead O'Connell, wrote in a declaration attached to the filing. Ooh, he left you a flower and a note professing his love. He claimed that at some point in time, Billie had been watching Mr. Anderson and writing songs about Mr. Anderson, and that Mr. Anderson really wanted to meet Billie. He sounds like a fan, like a love-drawn fan. Yeah, a stalker. But a burglar? I don't think so. Unannounced and uninvited. I don't think that falls under the burglar category, but okay. Eilish said she does not know Anderson and had no prior relationship or communication with him. Multiple police reports were filed with the Los Angeles Police Department after the alleged incidents. Eilish said that this isn't the first time an unknown individual has attempted to contact her family, stalked them, and made declarations of love or threats of violence against her. This is almost difficult for me to read, honestly. I worry that someday one of these individuals will do something violent or extremely disturbing to me or one of my family members. I think some people in America might have those exact same worries about some of the people you're talking about too, and not just your fans. I mean, let's just ask Lake and Riley's family, or any of the individuals that have been assaulted or unalived by these illegal immigrants, leaving a lot of the nation to worry about exactly that happening to them. Those of us that don't live in a gated community with security guards around us at all times. I worry that one day they might do something violent or extremely disturbing to me. Oh, the vile and disgusting irony there. I digress. Let's move on. She added that she has suffered emotional injury as a result of the harassment and no longer feels safe returning to her childhood home and visiting her parents. Because a man left flowers on your doorstep and a letter professing his love. He was in love with you and got obsessed. I get it. I've had a stalker. I get how scary that is, but that's a different level than, well, okay, let's continue. The order seeks to bar Anderson from harassing her and contacting her in person or via social media platforms. Eilish also requested that Anderson stay at least 100 yards away from her, her parents, her brother, her home, her workplace, or car. According to the filing, she has an emergency protective order in place following the January 5th break-in. In February of 2021, Eilish was granted a temporary restraining order against another man accused of harassing her outside of her family's home, sending her a letter containing a death threat. Now that is scary. Prior to that, she got a temporary restraining order against another man who allegedly showed up at her parents' home 7 times. How many restraining orders is this now for lovesick fans going to your mommy and daddy's house professing their love to you? I've lost track of how many restraining orders you have now. Outside of Chris Anderson, we have Prinal Rocio. The judges extended to 3-year restraining order taken out by Billie Eilish against a man who repeatedly appeared at her Los Angeles home. He just showed up. 3 years. Gets extended. The judge agreed to the extension of May 11th order preventing 24-year-old Prinal Rocio from attempting to contact or coming within 100 yards of her. At the time, she was 18. I don't know how old she is. Eilish said in a court document that Rocio showed erratic behavior as he appeared at the home she shares with her parents 7 times on May 4th and 5th until he was finally arrested for trespassing. She asked for a 5-year restraining order, but the judge gave it 3. After hearing that Rocio had made no attempt to contact Eilish or her family outside of those 2 days. Yeah, that guy doesn't sound like an awful big threat. In the first appearance at the home, Rocio rang the doorbell and asked Eilish's father through the surveillance camera whether she lived there, and persisted after he was told that he had the wrong address. But this is my favorite part. The family called their private security service when he returned later the same evening. Now, that's something the rest of us Americans, we do not have at our disposal. The document says Eilish and her family were frightened by Rocio in part because he did not wear a face mask in 5 of his appearances at the home, and he repeatedly touched the doorbell and doorknob without gloves. Oh, you gotta be kidding. I thought nobody was illegal on stolen land. You were referring to all of America, let's be real. I guess only lovesick fans are illegal in your eyes. Let's talk illegal land, yo. Because your comment has landed you in hot water. Really hot water, Billie. Because, Billie, the hypocrisy all the way around is palpable. Let's talk stolen land. Because I know your little comment was meant for the entire nation in reference of stolen land. Oopsie poopsie, it looks like your house falls more under that category. Now doesn't it? Billie Eilish has several properties, including her childhood home in Highland Park, an equestrian estate in Glendale, and a beachfront mansion in Malibu, but recent reports focus on a recent escalation of criticism and demands from the Tongva tribe for her return of her significant La Canada Flintridge mansion, which she reportedly bought from Donald Glover. After Eilish's Grammy speech about stolen land, the Tongva tribe, which ironically her $14 million estate in La Canada lands on their land, the Tongva tribes that is, they have formally requested that she sign over the deed to her La Canada Flintridge mansion. You really are living on stolen land. And it sounds like they want it back. I'm certain you feel very safe though, but you still have to get restraining orders. That's odd. Because even with that gate, like I said, multiple restraining orders and also a history of needing protection from obsessive fans. Seems as though you landed yourself in a pot calling a kettle black situation now, didn't you, Billie? As your sprawling estate is on literal Tongva tribe stolen land. And the Tongva tribe, they want it back. Can somebody pop a mic and an award in her hand? Because I really want to hear what she's got to say about that.